Welcome everybody. I have a few messages of the day. I have a union read today. I did the 4D, 5D, 6D as opposed to the 3, 4, 5D. So 4, 5, 6D today, and the union read in front of it that you see. I'm going to show you the pictures of that. Just very positive, mellow energies this morning. Kind of got taken away researching something online, and makes the day go pretty quickly. So I wanted to make sure to get this message out to you. Let's go ahead first and take a deep breath. Another deep breath. And one more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to everybody. Thank you guys for being here so much with me. If you hear my phone dinging a little bit, sorry about that. There's some conversation going back and forth because of the C word going around my family, which everybody's fine, so no worries. And let me at least put the volume down here. Okay. So we're going to roll the die, and then I'm going to show you the pictures. So let's see what's going on for the twins today. Twins, today is November 14th, 2021. We have the Saturn energy there. Saturn, we have Cancer over here, which is also like the 69, which is the Ace of Pentacles. And you can make it be whatever you want, but it is also the Ace of Pentacles, which is an offer of a new life of contentment according to the original Rider-Waite definition. And then we have the 2 of the High Priestess, which is also Pisces energy for me. And Saturn is Capricorn. So Capricorn, Cancer, and Pisces. So definitely a lot of water, and Capricorn's very compatible with water. And we also have Cancer and Capricorn, which are on the same axis as each other, along with the Cancer energy, which is all about the home and family. So let's see. So we have the mother and the father energy, and the Pisces energy, which is the, one foot in this world, one in the other. So it's kind of like elevating the family, taking it up a notch. That's the message I'm getting. And let's get right into these messages here. I have, I used the Metatron deck this morning, which I definitely have some messages for you from that. And then I have 2 other messages. These are the pictures. Let me show you I'm going to show them to you in the order I'll do them. All right. So this first is the Metatron deck. That'll be the first message. Then we have the message of the day from today. And those are the Animal Spirit deck, the Lenormand Reverie, Gilded, and the Kipper deck. And then I'll show you this message, or I'll tell you this message. And then we have the Union Read, which is 4D, 5D, 6D. So again, this is the 4th D, 5th D, 6th D, feminine on the left, masculine on the right. The bridge between them in the center. Incoming divine feminine, outgoing divine masculine, underlying energies, which this is the 7 of Swords. It's a little bit different energy than the other decks. And then the closing energy of Justice here with the Page of Pentacles there afterward. And it's the Hanging Man behind the 7 of Swords and the underlying energy, in case you're curious. This is the Syrian Starseed deck. And the read in front of you, which is a more general overall read for the twins, whereas the other one is general for the physical union. This is more general. And this one's the 7 deck read for you on the table. This is the same read with all 7 decks. Okay, and all my decks are always listed below. And let's get right into these messages. getting a little bit chilly out there too, which definitely was coming up in the messages this morning. I am going to turn the light on because it's getting a little dark in here. Help me read. Let me just get this focused first for you. There you go. It just looks so pretty with the candles and my flame there. Okay, so for the Metatron read, as I was getting my guidance for the day and doing my yoga stretches, which is working out really well, because I have to do, if I pull cards from the yoga deck every day, it's a different stretch every day, which I wouldn't normally make myself do. So it's really good getting those parts that I don't usually think about, because it's making me do a different kind of stretch every day. So I really like actually doing that if you want to get that yoga deck. And let's see. When I did the Metatron read, it was 10:30 this morning, and the birds were talking. And I haven't seen the birds at all in the past couple of days. Ever since I took those pictures of the 4 blue jays, there really hasn't been birds around. I put some more seeds out, and the squirrel came today, but I didn't even see any squirrels yesterday or the day before. Not out front anyway. It's been kind of, a warning that it's getting cold because they haven't been showing up. And it definitely got colder today. I was just out jogging, and I had put my winter coat on. So again, the color yellow is coming up in the underlying energies, along with the wake-up call to being your authentic self, going within, connecting with your inner child. And that a great way to remind yourself of inner child, the IC of inner child is informed consent, which I brought up yesterday or the day before. And the color blue also came up today. So again, the blue and yellow are coming up, as well as the gold that is always coming up. So again, the golden blue rays, or the rod and staff unions of the twins, very family-oriented section. And to be inspired to the fire, which is the sun, regarding the changes going on and the love, right? So it's the fire that comes from within your heart, which is coming up as the pink rose, and grounding outside at night, which is funny. I don't usually run when it's getting dark out, and I did today for some reason. And don't forget, we have an eclipse coming up on November 19th, which is the Beaver full moon. But the picture from there was showing the cold, freezing ground, which it got really cold here today. But there's also an ad that came up about putting ice cubes on certain parts of your body to make them heal. So if you know anything about that, you can post it below. But letting go of structure and builds, that kind of thing, as we go from the fall to winter. It's like saying to us to let it go, right? It's not time for that. It's time to hibernate. To focus on your wings and the rainbow bridge, to the divine masculine a priority, like your connection to your divine masculine a priority, and the light of the Queen of Swords, so the feminine, you're supposed to prioritize your own light within. The heart fire from the lover, or the lower chakra system, to the upper chakra system, the connection to him, it's like pulling him up. Just like I said, the family was being pulled up in energy as I brought in the dice. The same message is coming through about the feminine pulling their masculine up, right, from the lower chakra system to the upper chakra system, pulling him upward. So it's really focusing on your meditation and connecting with your twin in meditation. From the hot colors to the cool colors in the golden light. The top of the pyramid, always connected to the heart. So again, always bringing your crown into your heart. Go with the flow and paddle on with the 2 of Cups. And then Phoenix was coming up again here. But the Phoenix rising also came up in the card. So it's very much about that transformative energy. Or where the land meets the sea, which has been coming up constantly in the past couple months. Where the land meets sea, which is earth and water. Speak up and be heard with freedom, change, and expansion and commitment. And you notice the 5 is both the Hierophant of commitment and change and expansion. So it's being able to commit to that circle of trust and be free at the same time, just like the explosion and implosion, and all opposites at the same time, coming to the middle. The message in the bottle coming up here with the star card and a shell for that clarion call, the wake-up call. So instead of a trumpet, using something natural like a shell. And then the lighthouse of the Atlas energy of that towering rock that I've showed you before, with the lighthouse on top and the waves way down below, like putting yourself above the waves coming in and loving you, right? And Atlas and the GIM, the grounding, integrating, and mastering of love, of receiving love, those waves coming in, was especially coming up. But again, here the Atlas gym comes up. So then I was looking up to see if there was an Atlas gym at a beach town that I go to. And where the inner sea, where the mountains still lie, and the mountains represent challenges, so if there's still challenges within. And then when I looked it up, not Atlas, but Attilas gym came up. So I was looking up the breakdown of these two words to compare Atlas versus Attilas gym. And it was very interesting because Attilius was a Roman noble gentleman. And we all know, of course, Atlas is carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders. And Attilia means to melt. There were versions of Attilas, but not exactly. Attilia means to melt, and Ati came up, A-T-I, and of course T-I-L-I and T-I-L, those kind of words came up. So what came out from this, of Atlas versus Attilia, and then cilia was coming up, because cilia is like the hair within, right? So the hair outside of you, it does protect, but it also connects. And the cilia was coming up as a reference to the inner hairs that protect you. You know, they protect you from the dirt, like the hairs in your nose. And the cilia at the end of in your lungs. They protect you, but also they connect as well, right? Connects you to the next system. So that was coming up, but also the reference of the opposites here, of the Atlas being the masculine and the Attilas being the more feminine version. The Atlas was coming up, the Attilas had the ray-finned fish in it, which came up like my blue jay fanned out their feathers the other day in the picture that I posted. The same kind of energy was coming up from the ray-finned fish. It's called Beaufortia, which is beautiful and strong, and then Leveretti, which is a very feminine lever, right? So a beautiful, strong arm, right? So maybe they're strong arming, but they're beautiful and feminine at the same time. The Atlas came up as the forest, whereas the Attilas definitions came up with the tree. But they also came up as the boundary, the framework, the housing, as opposed to the forest, which is the trees within the boundaries. The Atlas was coming up as the joint, and the Attilas was coming up as the frame. The Attilas was coming up as to be and exist, that stillness of the frame and the protection, the home, the region, the village, but also the clever fox, right? Because they don't have to effort so hard. They find a way to do it from within. The inner hair and the cilia and protection all comes up with the feminine. And the masculine Atlas came up with the forest and the to weld, like there's efforting here, to light and to blaze, right? To light that fire. But it's also the joint, right, of articulation, where they have to bend. They have to be more like the mutable signs. And also the weary salmon, right? Because they're efforting so much because they're Atlas, you know, with the weight of the world on their shoulders, as opposed to Attilas, who's doing it more from within and not efforting so much. But again, there's the outer hair connection and the inner hair connection for the feminine. The beacon belongs at the ocean, that lighthouse. So it was saying to review. Oh, by the way, Attilia also comes up with intent, right? So the feminine using their internal intention as their power, as opposed to brute force. So the beacon belongs at the ocean. To review the Akash. And then the Phoenix came up here again, but reminds me of Phoenix and paddling on, which again is efforting in the Atlas, versus the lighthouse on the big rock, which is that pillar of shining on and being in complete stillness. So we want to find, you know, a place to flow in the middle of these two, between the masculine and the feminine, the dance between. So there's never going to be a perfect center. So what they're trying to express to you, there's always going to be a back and forth. But you don't want to go to extremes, because it makes it a whole lot easier to come back to center if you're not going to the extremes on each end of the masculine and the feminine, or the 5D and the 3D. So the Akash was broken down as AKA ash or light, or AKA shh, don't tell. And then we have AK, which came up with a lot of definitions, and then Akhmat, because Sekhmet has been coming up a lot this week, and then Akhmat was reminding me of Sekhmet, and Akhmat means to flow or to leak. So Akash was coming up to lie down and get up with light, like we do in the morning. White light, seasonal flow, daylight savings, and south was coming up here. Sometimes wet, sometimes dry, but light, always light. Okay, so it's just like the seasons, right? We get up when it's light out, when it's south in the summer, but we go to bed when it's dark out, like in the winter. So saying follow the natural cycles at 11:35, which is justice and the wounded warrior. The air is out to fly free, and Louvre was coming up again here today of low UV rays in the cool months, right? Get out there in the sun because the UV rays aren't as strong in transition. Set boundaries daily of patience and angels of higher love, so call in your angels and your own inner patience, that higher love off path being the key, and Bermuda was coming up here too. But the portal, the keys to the portals. Self-love, new love, as above, so below, and the blue of the mother coming up here as the gift, and the Queen of Cups in the light body as the daughter. It's kind of like the Sophia and the Aurora that Magenta always talks about. I've never gotten that before, but she usually talks about Sophia as being the over mother, and then the Sophia as the twins, Aurora as the Michael and Aurora twins. So we have the mother coming up here, and it comes up again that the mother, your mother as a feminine, seeing you as the Queen of Cups and your light body as a gift to them, hovering above you. The present of the mother gifting above or below, wherever your mother is at present, at 11:39, which is justice and the Knight of Cups. The light body below is the indigo connection, walking away to the void or the inner child of mother and child, mothering yourself, which is actually allowing your mother to actually come in and mother you as well. The Atlas energy of the 36 and the weight of the world, it says to hear and know me as you go into your inner child, but hear and know was coming up as here and now, right? A different spelling of here, and then know is now with a K on it, which is energy. So hear and know me, or here and now me. The inner child with signs of emotional fulfillment, and the birds sending you messages, or anything sending you messages, is your gift from above, or epiphanies from spirit, your gifts. For clarity and meditation, to deal with your shadow side, go within, talk to your inner child, and then go deeper meditation for the shadow side that comes up. So the clarion call is coming up with the shell from the beach, like the conch shell, in a call to know self better and what makes you happy. The Metatron rainbow is coming up here as looking for the rainbow sign on weather, and then the weather came up here too. Whether fields or salt river or Akashic records. What was it saying here? So no matter what you're looking at, look for the rainbow. Where's the sign here to follow the rainbow? Is there a sign? If there's not, then maybe that's your sign to not follow that path. Whether it's the weather or the weather, the fields or the salt river or the Akashic records, and going within, and the books. Whether it's cold as ice or cool or cozy and warm, which is Akash, and it was like saying, you're getting warmer, like follow the yellow brick road. Use your clues to bring you to the answer to your question. Whether you're moving to fields, right, where the farms are, or whether you're moving to the salt river or the ocean, or you're moving to do more meditation. Whether it's cold, it goes from cold as ice as far as your signs and synchronicities go, to cool or to cozy warm, where you're getting warmer. The heart fire is coming up here with the dragon of the fall to the winter. That's that card with the orange leaves going into the blue and green feathers of the winter. And the beach was coming up as the same, that the beach is the orange and the water are the blue and green feathers, where the land meets the sea. The heart fire dragon coming in, which is also drags on. The beach and the ocean, where the land meets the sea, is coming up as 12, 22, 21, where two glass pyramids come together or match up or crash with fire and air. So the 2, 22, 21 was coming up because that's when the North Node switches to Taurus, but it's also the change of season from fall to winter. So it's very significant here. Plus on the 19th, this weekend is very significant because we're getting out of Scorpio, which is a difficult time because it's very transformational and deep, going into Sagittarius, which is the party sign, which we're getting rid of though. So be careful about overindulging, but definitely you'll be able to enjoy yourself more as we go into Sag, but it's also eclipse season. So there'll be definitely significant stuff that comes up from 6 months ago. And this is a big deal between the 19th of November to December 22nd, which is all basically Sagittarius season, where two glass pyramids, just like the Louvre, come together. The masculine upright and the feminine reversed match up and crash as fire meets air, or heat and ice, where both are at the same level and not one above the other, right? Not being the beacon, nor paddling to catch up. Just review the Akash. Set your boundaries daily, while the divine masculines on the rainbow bridge with the heart chakra clearing, the rainbow connection, and the divine feminine at the happiness hotel with their books and their main key, the new key code daily at your Airbnb. They accept visitors now and then and on the fly. I want to say that again. So the masculine's on the rainbow bridge right now, clearing his heart. All right, his heart chakra is getting a clearing on the rainbow connection, which is the connection to both of you. You know, you're the gate holders, the 3D and 5D gate holders, coming together on the rainbow bridge. But that's purgatory, where you have to clear all your crap out of. It's like, you know, cleaning out the house. And the divine feminine's gone through a lot of that already. So she's at the happiness hotel, going through her Akashic books and her key codes every day, with a new key code every day, daily, at the Airbnb, with air, sky, fly, and free. B&B is boundary and more boundaries, or just be and more being. And accepting visitors now and then on the fly. Heart and soul, I fell in love with you, heart and soul. So that was coming up there. Track and field work, park and recline, go with the flow, with the void, pause, inner child, follow your signs, the birds in meditation, from sea to shining sea, sea with your eyes, with your emotion of ocean, and your sea of the Christ or unity consciousness. The grass, the plains, the rivers, and books, where land meets sea, the feminine energy, sets the heart on fire to set you free to breathe in the air, which is the divine masculine, the fire and air. Where the land meets sea, you are inspired from the heart to breathe. At 12:03, the hanging man and the empress, which is the abundance of the mother and the son. At 12:05, in reviewing here, that's when I noticed this ad for ice cubes, because the ice cube in the picture in the cards here was on the field. You know, I've talked about that too, where ice will be a way of getting plants to grow better. They'll grow something more nutritional, or something will be different about it that makes it better. But here the ice cube was coming up to improve brain function, whether it's putting it on your wrist, on your pulse, or perhaps what I was getting when I read that was putting it on, you know, bald spots to make hair grow, because we're talking about hair today. And I have a spot on my body where I'm like, oh, I could test it right there, see if any hairs grow. So anyway, ice cubes are coming up around that. And then at 1:17, I was meditating for myself to see what might come up. Am I supposed to stay where I am? What's for my highest good right at the moment? So I'm not going to go into the details of that, but there was definitely a big like church window that's a pointed window at the top, but then it's rounded going down to a flat bottom. That window is coming up, and I was seeing a woman like in a girl's home, like perhaps an old church that was used as a rescue for women or girls or an orphanage, but the woman looked older than an orphan would be. But it was like she was worried and not happy to be where she was. And I was getting Cleopatra's tomb as well. The worried female, dark hair and dark eyes, with kind of a more bridged nose, and definitely that Cleopatra type of energy, but her being very worried. And they were lying in bed. It was like an orphanage where there's lots of beds in a row, but it felt like it was in a church where there was like a church door, like I described as that window. And it was close to a dock for a boat. So yeah, if anything around that stuff comes up, let me know in the comments. I was also seeing like a wood box, like either someone who carves out of wood, but I was seeing like, like a tray or something that has like a dipped indentation in the box or the metal. It was kind of that kind of look, but it seemed like a long box, like an arm could fit into it, like you'd put your elbow into if you had an arm wrestling match. That's weird because that just came up now. But yeah, it was like a long box that your forearm would fit into. But I don't know if it had to do with whittling and cutting wood out, but it was very shallow. It wasn't deep. So if anything comes up for you. And then I was looking at some homes around in different places. It was so cool because one of the homes that came up was 144 Hope Road. Really cool. And it was a cool home. So the message of the day here, and this was at 2:44, was coming up with the bunny, the mountain, the 10 of cups, and the courtship card. The bunny is the card of the one who's scared, right? The bunny's always afraid. And they're afraid of the mountain here to climb to get to the 10 of cups on the other side, right? Which is that happiness or emotional fulfillment, or perhaps to get back to the family or back home with the one. Excuse me. The zebra crow is standing guard of the collective awakening, while the beaver works hard, and we're having the beaver full moon on the 19th, which is next Saturday, I believe. Let's say it's the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. It's Friday. Yeah, Friday. So the 19th is Friday. That's the beaver full moon. So the zebra crow is standing guard while the beaver works hard, and that's that eclipse as we get into Sagittarius right then, where Buffalo Bill comes in, all hands all over the place, with the main brain or main frame activated and scared. But the buffalo is all thumbs and nervous, with the loving lady who's two as one, with the key to the magic or the magic adventure, perhaps with gifts of the... It was coming up as here's coming up again, where if you don't have parents who are with you anymore, they're telling you that you were a gift to them. Your mother and your father are coming through to say, you have to understand, you weren't a problem to us. You were a gift to us. Because even if you had a strained relationship, they realize now after passing the lessons that you gave them and that they're very thankful for, that you are a gift to them, and they're telling you that now. So the mother and the father of, especially the feminines, are coming up now to tell you that you are a gift to them, and don't think otherwise. And to grab the golden ring for your sudden dreams to come true with family and freedom and completion. And Buck Mountain was coming up here. So Buck can be something different for you, but we have a Buck Mountain here. The divine feminine is coming up as a gift to your mother and father, the key to their adventure, and the lesson in commitments in the circle of trust, the sudden dreams of healing of the family tree through the divine feminine. So again, I told you that I was getting a message from my dad and mom, my dad that he was coming back into my one nephew's child, and my mom who came back into my, and they've both been born, and my mom coming back into my other nephew's child who was born back in April. So it's like they're telling you they're coming back. They're coming back to a clear journey because of the clearing that the divine feminines have been doing over the past years, since 2012, 2015, wherever you started on your journey. And before that, you were probably clearing already as a walking magnet, But they're thanking you. But because of all the work that you've been doing, they can come back in, incarnate back in right away, because they know it's not going to be as difficult this time, and they want to experience the transition. So there's more of a clear journey or a straight journey for them. You have cleared the path for them to be able to come back in with synchronicities and energetic exchanges, that it'll be clear to them now, with the Atlas family carrying the weight of the world so honorably. So again, my parents coming back into their same family, so any inheritance they left us is going to go back to them because they're coming back into the family again. It's very interesting the way the energy was coming up. So I was looking up Buck Mountain, and of course we have a few vortexes here. They're not as powerful as in Sedona, but there is a vortex at Buck Mountain, and there's also what we call ringing rocks nearby, which have, you can't hear them with the human ear, but they're lower than what we can hear as opposed to higher. And they don't know where they came from. The energies of what is natural near you that has a really high vibrational energy. And the ringing rocks was coming up as RR, so there may be a railroad near you that's significant. And again, this was at, near Washington's Crossing, so there's a lot of history around me because of the wars. What else was coming up? And it's all along where New Jersey and Pennsylvania come together. That whole area was coming up as significant, which is, the river that runs through it, right? It's the midpoint, the feeder, the vessel that feeds both sides, like coming to the middle. It's like the, that's what it is, a trowel. A wooden box where the cows come to feed. I was just getting, that's what it was. It's like a common ground, like Thanksgiving, where everybody comes to feed together and make peace, right? At Thanksgiving, everyone makes a point of letting go of each other's differences to sit down and enjoy a meal together. So homes may be awash right now and weak, and maybe Scorpio energy right now might not be a good energy to be looking, but there's no sunshine in that regard. Or the sovereign without their lover, destined to have work issues or work with issues, for the King of Pentacles reversed, perhaps, or the King of Pentacles reversed with issues at work, or perhaps people looking for jobs. With the happy family, though, so the Ten of Cups is definitely coming up as upright here. But are they really happy, or is that the sham fam energy, and it's just about appearances? The Queen of Cups is working hard with great fortune and inspired by the wounded warrior path. The Atlas ship sailing to distant horizons, but with no roots to ground, except the family room that's complete. And perhaps there's stability here for a courtship. And this can be referencing the masculine as well. Perhaps the bunny is afraid of completion, that big mountain to climb. Maybe somebody has a fear of heights here as well. Maybe they're afraid to get all their dreams. Who of us are not afraid to get all of our dreams come true because you're afraid that you'll lose them, right? Which has been the old energy, but it's not the new energy. So you might want to purge that wound about being afraid of getting all your wishes because then you're afraid you lose them. So purge that, allow it to come up to your consciousness so you can let it go, and allow yourself to be emotionally fulfilled every day along with stability. The first section here is the vulture, the fire ants, and the hot-headed elk. The elk is the center of the tension here, right? The wound, the gaping wound, the center of it all, whether it's an accident, a famous person, whatever is the center of the attention here. Here it's coming up as the elk. And the vulture's here looking out for the trash that's left over. And that could be someone who thinks that someone's trash that they're looking out for to make sure they don't come towards the elk. The vulture's coming up as the angry man with a choice, lacking faith in changes or afraid of making a fool of themselves. But it's the same thing. All eyes on the elk inflamed, as the King of Wands with rugrats or pests around, while the King of Cups upright is smiling with himself, a party of one, and the Knight of Cups with loving community here. It's like Cheers, you know, where everybody knows your name and they're always glad you came. So that's like the King of Cups energy, you know, sitting at Cheers. Even if nobody's talking to him, he feels very comfortable there. It's a place he always goes. Everyone's happy he came. And then the hothead elk, or perhaps he's just hot, but it's definitely coming up as short-tempered here, with justice cracking the whip with rod and staff and letting go and laying their cards on the table about their present imprisonment, or perhaps finding their own gifts imprisoning. At 347, the Empress and the 47, which for me is synchronicities, and seeing them. But it's also having choices, being confused sometimes, and heaven in your eyes. You know, that all is glitters, all that glitters is gold. Well, it is if that's your perspective, right? So the second section here is the Phoenix and the Dolphin. Profound and rising and swimmingly happy. The Phoenix is the wise community of friends here, with the Page of Swords who feels entitled, or with a message of entitlement, or the King of Cups leaving with nothing as a child, or feeling like a child with no luck there. The Dolphin wounded warrior without an anchor, maybe starting over in union or home in adjudication, and Judy was coming up there. We had Aries, Libra, Virgo, Pisces, and Capricorn here, with Aries making a fool of self in front of the King of Cups, who lays their cards all out on the table, to the Page of Swords, or in a message of starting over and coming to terms over a home and or a union and the adjudication of it. The third section here is the collective awakening, with the eagle darting downward to ruffle feathers in the dragonfly, which is the pulsating hearts, two as one, where the mind can be an illusion, or on gossamer wings, or see-through, very light, and the collective collapsing the timelines with the King of Cups and unconditional love, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, who may be stuck or resistant with, or resistant to a romantic little girl. The eagle's coming in for a landing for that Page of Cups innocent or vulnerable child with multiple vulnerabilities and thus disguises, as the Knight of Swords reversed, either lashing out or holding their tongue, but definitely have something to say, letting the old man have it. I was just saying, this old man came rolling home, letting this old man have it, and then the old man with concerns after that. Dragonfly with stable home, with the Hermit reversed coming out in a message or a broken seal, a vehicle of infiltration, somebody found a way in. The Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords both reversed here, along with the Hermit reversed, so that could be a parent with two kids, or it can be a counselor with two kids, and none of them are happy here, having issues, perhaps with a child wanting to open their adoption records, or paternity here in question. The fourth section here is the camel, the owl, and the fish, and concern about this. The camel's independent but blue, and the owl is deep in thought, and the fish out of water. The camel's with good luck and getting wishes, with the High Priestess, but not expressing their true feelings to or about an abundant marriage or relationship with the Empress, and the owl romantic pup suddenly expecting another to take the lead. A fishy Dr. Jackal fishing or towing the line, or about to hook bait for the Six of Cups soulmate or children, or this could be a predator with innocent children, leading to a death, an ending, transition, or embalmment, or a case or a file that's been closed now and not able to open it, or unable to get to medical records. Perhaps there's a cause of death in question to be exposed. Or the little girl's now getting married and the father's no longer there, perhaps suddenly passed or cut them off, or found out they weren't the father here. Or perhaps the little girl grew up with really close to the father or grandfather and now getting married with only the mother present, or getting married to another woman, which may be the reason why someone was cut off. Or a pet suddenly passed around a wedding, and so of course that might make someone sad, especially if it's the bride or groom's pet, or had them as long as their marriage, marking the end of a long cycle at 409, which is the Emperor and the Hermit. The fifth section here is the oyster, the hawk. My page was just getting stuck there, so there may be some stuckness there as a message. The oyster, the hawk, the moth, and the wolf. So the oyster has their feelers out. So there's the cilia, the little hairs protecting you, but also connecting. And your hair on end, perhaps your hair standing up on end, or the oyster clammed up all of a sudden as the hawk clears the mountains and then some, and then north to their flame, or east and then north. And the wolf is stunned about this. The oyster inspired to crack codes or be safe. And the Queen of Pentacles is at the house making an announcement or a wake-up call. The hawk is present too, or is the Empress, inspired by unexpected income or an incoming visit. The moth is crossing twin bridges or twin rivers and waiting to pick up the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles, perhaps to go to court to file paperwork or to see the lawyer, King of Wands. And the wolf destiny, or is destined to make cuts or be sharp with the Hierophant or Taurus, or the privileged lady here. Or the wolf can't believe they have to cut her out, or separation, or someone hung out the other to dry, or layoffs here. The leader of the pack, so it's kind of like letting the air out of the balloon. The Queen of Pentacles, Empress, perhaps Cancer and Taurus, or mother and daughter, may be late for church or a wedding, and someone saying, come on, at the house with unexpected incoming to take them to the courthouse or to the church or the justice of the peace. Perhaps two women who can't believe they're finally married here. Or there's a big wedge here between the Hierophant and Justice, or Taurus and Libra, or two sets of mothers and daughters. Perhaps one side cut them out. So that also can be one person who wants a marriage. It's like a division here. There's a group and then one person on the other side with somebody supporting them. So this could be someone who is insisting on staying married, another one who's insisting on getting a divorce, and they may have support of their mother, and that'll come up here too. The sixth section here is the worm and the hummingbird. And I wrote the word by accident, so maybe the worm is the word. The hummingbird's whispering in their ear, but in a really positive way, because the hummingbird clears, they get really high vibration. So this could be a child who's hearing whispers in their ear of guidance. The newbie and the birdie whispering in their ear, humming and clearing in abundant energetic exchange with the Page of Cups, innocent on a destined journey. Perhaps they're a new baby or child, and a dream come true for the storks who are nesting, with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and the mature worldly man, the golden child, receiving the honored soul. And that's like the, whatchamacallit, in Tibet. I'm just blanking out on the term. For those of you who don't know me very well, I was jogging, got hit by a car in 2016, so I'm fine, but my recall is much worse than it used to be, so sometimes I forget the easiest words, and that's why. Just wanted you to know. So receiving the honored soul here, so it's like getting the Holy Grail child, or the one who left their inheritance to them, again, knowing they'd be back, like I was just telling you about the mother and father coming back into the family. The Four of the Emperor, the 32 of the journey. Then the Cobra is that final section there of the one person on their own, perhaps with their mother, looking straight ahead, while the wolf is trying to connect with their eyes to make sad puppy eyes to get their attention, but the Cobra is not looking at all. The Taurus with daughter, Taurus with daughter of privilege, or someone in a wedding dress, and Libra with mother about to snap, or accused of poisoning or biting their head off or interfering. So there's marriage and divorce, devoid of voice. There's marriage and divorce lawyers definitely coming up here in the read. Or Cobra wants the divorce with support of his mother, or a loving older woman, where Taurus, who Taurus thinks is homely, or it's just someone who's mad calling the other one ugly. Taurus, Aquarius, Cancer, Libra, Pisces, and Capricorn, and Gemini here, or twins. Perhaps Cancer trying to explain to the Empress, that they can't help themselves. It's like a moth to a flame. It's innate, irresistible, or unforgettable. So now it was coming up again today. 428, which is the Emperor and the 28 of the twin flames, or choice of path. So now we go back to yesterday's message, which was the Firefly in the underlying energy, the Whip, the Nine of Wands reversed, and the message of concern, which was at 1014, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 14 of the Temperance card. And by the way, I watched the Book of Henry, which I'd never watched before, and oh my gosh, it was such a great movie. So if you haven't watched the Book of Henry, watch the Book of Henry. It's so good. So this underlying energy, with a turn for the better of, and the Book of Henry is definitely like the golden child, right? He was just unbelievable child, but you have to watch it if you haven't watched it. I'm not going to say anything about it because I want you to watch the movie. But we have the Firefly, the Whip, the Nine of Wands reversed, and the message of concern. And right after I started doing this message of the day at 10:19, the message was coming up in the movie. It's like always matching with whatever I'm writing at the time. So like there may be, if you watch the movie, you may have some synchronicities or parallels that come up in your relationships. So you might want to watch it for that reason. So fleeting inspiration with tough love, the injustice of cracking the whip in surrendering, perhaps surrendering to anything, but also surrendering at the end of your life. With Mr. Ed and the gazelle and the dragon and the lion and the zebra and the firefly underneath the firefly here. Mr. Ed and the gazelle and Dr. Dragon keeping an eye on them, while the lion and zebra are wondering what they're going to do without Firefly's inspiration. The child in transition, with the powerman choosing the wrong path. A thief in the night as the King of Wands is cracking the whip, and the injustice of an abusive man and pesky neighbors. The Page of Pentacles reversed, starting over by healing with dependent, Nine of Pentacles reversed, and the lover, Nine of Wands, coming together, clinging to synchronicities and possibilities and of surrender. A loving mother and a false person or couple, or masks of the dance of the man and the woman, of a journey of despair, or of the pair, of a wealthy man in transition with a message of concern of a higher love. The first section here was the spider and the elephant, the two as one from beyond, and what a mother never forgets. The bond with her child and the bliss of the great fortune and inspiration, the elephant nesting with deliverance of dreams and things looking up, and being strong and following instruction for vehicle of infiltration, a way in, at 11 o'clock. 00 is a lot of source energy backing up justice, which is truth and balance. And to follow your guidance. There was definitely a message about that too in the movie. Right? No matter how much you believe in another person and their intellect or whatever it is, always follow your own guidance. There's always a reason for it. The second section here is the golden egg, the unicorn, and the buffalo. The golden egg of the unicorn and the buffalo. The golden egg on a romantic journey with the hermit reversed, spying on the thief, perhaps an abuser. The unicorn destined to make cuts here, with the King of Wands reversed, mature man in a power position. But is he a good man? I don't know. It's the King of Wands reversed. The buffalo with growth with the family in an upside-down world, but a destined journey all at the same time. And the third section is the octopus and the owl, the teacher of the wise. The octopus-loving lady, unaware or keeping to themselves, in energetic exchange or about an energetic exchange, and an occupation or being occupied by that energetic exchange, while the owl in fox chase is withholding or holding out unexpected income or inspired by an incoming visit or an incoming situation at 11:11. And this was interesting too, because this was paralleling abuse in the movie as well as, just gonna leave it at that. I just don't want to give the movie away. So This next section was the fish, the birdie, and the cheetah at 11:12, which is justice and the hanging man. The fish in abundant energetic exchange, in a heated exchange, on a wounded warrior's journey, the nightingale exposing the powers that be, and the chariot going to court with the King of Wands, right, the vehicle of infiltration. The cheetah meets their maker in a spiritual union without option and teamwork. The fifth section is the peacock and the newbie and the hummingbird, clearing the way, telling them they couldn't do it, or they can do it. Don't be afraid. The peacock inspired by writing a letter of the Knight of Pentacles reverse, stuck in adjudication of a home or custody hearing. The newbie abundant, sailing straight through, and the Queen of Pentacles and the main male, or with the Queen of Pentacles and the main male supporting them, and the hummingbird inspired to crack codes about the Hierophant or on them, or an older man who's concerned about Christ or Christ consciousness and or martyrdom here with the number 6 and the lovers. So I did a quickie after that too. It was just the starfish, the cobra, and the scorpion. The starfish, cobra with their stinger out. The mountain complete in the end of an emotional cycle with the main female. The cobra was coming up as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in a leap of faith to the other side. That a room is complete or empty nest with the scorpion tail beat the cobra to it. And we're in Scorpio right now too. So the scorpion tail beat the cobra to it. Public judgment of the King of Cups reversed, imprisoned at present. And then the stingray, the dear one, the swans, and the dragonfly came up. As plugged in and turned on, Atlas burdened, after a sudden event, epiphany, or sexual exchange, in exposing death, end, or case closed, or encasement here. The dear one, on a magic adventure, that's you, dear one, on a magic adventure of the Page of Swords reversed, in negative self-talk or rumors about a marriage. The swans, two as one, bridging to judgment, an announcement, a wake-up call to an official person, or on the fool's journey, of pulsing hearts, an illusion of the mind, and wise counsel for the emperor at the big house, or the big house, or the pearly iron gates, or a marriage that ended before it began, or official announcement from the White House here. So going right into the union read. So this union read was 4D, 5D, 6D, not 3, 4, 5. And this was done at 5:48 to 49 yesterday. It was just 52. It just turned 53 on the clock, the message, the Knight of Swords. At 6:18 on my clock, which is the lovers and the moon. Okay, a message coming in about the lovers and the moon are 6 and 18, so there may be a message there for you. So we have the underlying energy of the 7 of Swords, guidance in the middle of the read, and then justice at the end. And 48 and 49 are the 8 and 9 of Cups, so they're walking away within, and the Get Your Wish card. Passing downloads after hanging out to see new perspectives, the guidance of the Hierophant and divine justice, or the powers that be there. The Page of Pentacles, curious to learn about their abilities. The incoming divine feminine with strength, the 4 of Pentacles, which is the divine masculine's heart in the crystal Batcave, and the Page of Wands. The bangle bursting through the ring of fire, birthing with an unforgettable mighty roar, which is the gnat showed up right at that moment at 6 o'clock, right on the nose. Double zeros, so a lot of source energy backing up the lovers. Unforgettable, that's what you are. So the bangle bursting through the ring of fire, birthing with an unforgettable mighty roar through the divine masculine's heart in the crystal Batcave, pleading for the divine masculine to listen, to hear me and know me. Some inspiration lit a fire. The 4D here of the Star, the 2 of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. The divine feminine rock star healing with the sound of the spheres, which is funny because I haven't listened to the dolphin music for a while, and I put on dolphin sounds yesterday. The divine masculine with a break through the rock, the thick skull, the sword from the stone, the stone-breaking plant, the bridging in the Two of Cups in the Garden of Ease Den. The 5D here, 5D, is the Queen of Wands abundance, the Queen of Wands guidance and then abundance. The Divine Feminine Queen of Wands, which was coming up as the mother of the feminine, multitasking or creating drama, and the Divine Masculine abundance of cool, with the Empress with arms open wide, with the weight of the Divine Masculine on her shoulders. So his mother. So his mother coming up as here, and the feminine's mother, whether they're here or not, they're coming up as being supportive. Bridging with Buddha and Bengal, and Sphinx guidance, Airbnb, Buddha and Bengal, meditation here. So here on the masculine side in the 5D, or both of them, they're bridging. The feminine multitasking with drama and the mother, the masculine with abundance of being real cool with the Empress mother with their arms open wide, like doing everything for them, with the weight of the Divine Masculine on her shoulders, and then bridging between them with Buddha and Bengal, or B&B, but the Sphinx is coming up as the Bengal tiger, not the lion, it's a tiger, and their guidance, our Airbnb, right? The air sign, Buddha and Bengal in mediation here. The 6D here is the Tower, the Queen of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. The Divine Feminine putting out fires. The Queen of Wands starts, and that can be the feminine's energy of starting fires, her passionate side as well. Taking in the storm, power, flower power, and orgasm as well. At 609, which is the Lovers and the Hermit, knocking the shadow off the wall, perhaps with sudden events, epiphanies, and or sexual exchange or energy exchange. The Divine Masculine with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community in the Garden of Prayer with Red or Peaches, which both of those can be nicknames. Bridges with the Queen of Cups in the lap of luxury in the fall of lush green and cool, cool rain, perhaps a sip of champagne or water, focusing on loving. The outgoing Divine Masculine is the King of Wands, Lovers, and the Six of Pentacles. The King of Wands Shaman and the Lovers of balance and sharing with hands out and divine justice for the Page of Pentacles and their learning or schooling. The Divine Feminine Galactic Star, Sexual Goddess, leaving behind a trail of fires or fire starter. The Divine Masculine also with breakthroughs, but their breakthrough is up, as opposed to the feminine's coming up as breakthroughs across from masculine to feminine in the dance, whereas his is the breakthrough to the higher realms. And I was getting him up and down, she side to side, to his abundance codes and open arms of the mother within to carry the father on their shoulders in the plasmic ethers or plasma to sharpen, I cut, pierce, or slaughter myself. Have done everything for the family. If happy wife and happy life, then why am I not happy here when all the women are? And then the bridge comes up here of the Two of Cups, two as one, with guidance from the Queen of Cups, or surrounded by females, making all the decisions about the marriage, the religion, the work, and the societal norms. The masculine is not feeling at home here. The Divine Feminine's coming up with the Pisces or Capricorn, Leo or Sag, and then Aquarius and Scorpio. The Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands, so a lot of fire on the feminine side here, whether it's themselves, children, people around them. The Divine Masculine has Taurus, Gemini, and Libra, with the King of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. So it's like the King of Wands matches with the Queen of Wands and Page of Wands on the other side. And the Page of Pentacles is on that side with the masculine. And then between them is the Taurus, Queen of Cups coming up here. So she may have water in her chart as well. So the overall number for this read was 30, which is the union, the Four of Cups, or the home. And the horizontal pillars came out to 17, 0, and 13, which is the star, source or space, and then death. Right? Because this could be a death of someone. It can mean ending of something. But if it is a death of someone, they may have been a star type of person. Doesn't mean they're famous worldwide, but they could be a star in their own work or their own realm or their own social group. The star sourcing death or end at home, or dreaming of the end and healing to transition home or into union. The horizontal pillars came up to 7, 4, 00211 006, which is funny because the 2 zeros were coming up as the rolling eyes back and forth. They were looking back and forth at the numbers. So 7 and 4 are the Chariot and the Emperor, but also can be the 6 of Pentacles, 74. And then the 2 of the High Priestess, 11 of Justice, and then the double zeros again before the 6 of the Lovers, and the 30 of the Union. So the vehicle of the Emperor, which the vehicle is the feminine within the masculine ascending, or being the vehicle of infiltration, the vehicle of the Emperor, or the 6 of Pentacles, sharing, being charitable, is his way in, with lots of space from the High Priestess, or the psychic abilities, or the secret of divine justice, and more space to bring lovers into union here, with the secret of or to justice, or Libra, and space for the lovers' union. Sharing the eyes, rolling back and forth, the side eye type of thing of the 2 circles. The secret High Priestess in their knowing, balance, Libra, justice, and the truth, and then lovers, home, and union here. So it's like, I just want to show you what I'm talking about with the eyes. So you got the little rolly eyes here on that bottom line. You see them? It's the energy of the eyes rolling back and forth. And that was at 6:38, which is the Lovers and the Queen of Cups. Okay, and then we have the read in front of you. The Syrian Starseed deck was cut at 6:44, the Lovers and the 4 of Cups, which is grounding, integrating, and mastering of receiving of love. Are you willing to accept it? Are you willing to accept this mission of love? And then 6:55, which is the Lovers and the Truth of Excalibur, the Ace of Swords, which came up PT of Orbs, which can be part-time, thoughts and words, blind men and orphans, or patient of those, or the point of contention, perhaps, the point of no return, right? The thoughts and words. So I finished clarifying at 7:11. And the only major arcana in this read, in the main part of the read, is the Star, which is also Aquarius energy, healing, dreaming, dreams coming true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. It is upright in the read today. There's 4 pentacles, 2 wands, 3 swords, and 1 cup. So mostly pentacles and swords. So either intellectualizing a lot or thinking too much. And pentacles is all about day-to-day life, so time, money, and effort. We have the Page of Wands, Queen of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Page of Cups, 4 pages, and the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Okay, so we have 3 swords family here, the Queen, the Knight, and the Page, plus 3 more pages. All 4 pages are in the read. It's a lot about children or messages here. And then we had double 1s and 3s. So the 11 of Justice, the 33 of the Christ vibration, which is also the 7 of Wands, standing up for oneself without getting triggered. We have 1, 2, 3 jump as being very significant, as well as 13 of the transition through the portal, and 34, which is the 8 of Wands, the energetic exchange, the 46 of the 6 of Cups, the children hugging in the garden, and they are upright today. The 8 of Wands is reversed, though. That's like someone holding back. Is it? No, I'm sorry, it isn't. It's upright. That's upright, too. So, and that can be the arrows of love. So, 46 and then 610, which is 0 behind 61, which is that liar, cheater, thief card. But in the Syrian Starseed deck, it's that passing of downloads or information from the balloon, the heated balloon, which the heat causes it to rise, the phoenix rising. So the message here on the code line was all about forgiveness and communication, which was broken down into forgive and e-ness, and communication was broken down into commu and ication, so that'll come up in the translation here. And at 7:17 is when I came up here at the end of the message here, so that was very significant, 7:17. The number was 36, which is Atlas, coming from 1, 33, and 2, which is the Christ vibration in between the Magician and the High Priestess. 36 of Atlas, carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders together, along with the Christ unity consciousness, or awakening the collective, at 7:17. So the message here was, there wasn't that many translations today. It was acing the fool, the drunk, the madman, to seek the F of expanding and contracting, or staying in the middle, reflecting, And the 33 of the stand up kind of guy, the Christ vibration and unity, and seeing the key to the star of dreams and healing. By seeing the Two of Pentacles, surrendering to all that is, to the E, bliss. And the E is the feminine, the E tower, right? The bliss of the divine feminine, surrendering to it. The one Fool, seeing bliss, perhaps threatening to hire someone, and seeking ET, He star, perhaps an extraterrestrial He star, which could be of the divine masculine, who may be, living in, multidimensionally right now in another place. Maybe he's, like I brought up before, that he's working as a Pleiadian as well to protect the earth. At the same time, he's living a human life. And that may be why he's so detached energetically. In a sudden event of surrendering to all that is into the E bliss of the feminine. So E can be a lot of things. It can be energy, the Elohim, the Eve energy. But in my reads, it's all about the divine feminine, the E tower. And here the bliss is coming up. So again, the forgiveness of forgive E-ness after E's bliss. The E of the Christos Sophia, calm you, is coming up as the communication, which is calm you and anoint you, mirthful your hot forehead, oh, don't you know everything. I'm not going to the right key, but that's okay, but you get the idea. So Mary Magdalene's coming up here with the Christos Sophia in calming you, the inner child at the connection. Acing the stone-breaking plant. The ability to get out of the stone, right? To get the sword out of the stone. And see the bliss to the nth degree. And repeat that to the nth degree. And repeat that. See the key to the star that you are. See the Two of Pentacles of surrendering to all that is, to be able to see the bliss. It's saying to allow, to see the bliss. Allow yourself to receive, allow yourself to be happy, allow dreams to come true, to have healing to come true, and that you're not going to lose it once you get it. The eek factor, and annex was coming up here as well as one of the definitions. Behold and the fish. Behold, look, see, enjoy the bliss. Be insane, be multicolored and stippled. Be the booby bishop. Be mad and crazy and the jester. Be the drunk. Don't get drunk, but if you have to get drunk, get drunk. The oven, the beach, the new, the full, the well-fed, the intoxicated. The saxifrage, which is that stone-breaking plant, the bushel. Forgive the Enos and the Christ Sophia, the communication of I magnetize, of calm, and the inner child at the connection. We start here with the Ace of Pentacles upright, and beneath it the Ace of Swords and the Four of Pentacles, which is the divine masculine's heart in the crystal Batcave. An offer of a new life, or exuding with love, the divine masculine, to the divine masculine's heart in the crystal Batcave, offering a new life with a breakthrough to come together in joy with the Empress reversed, willing to receive love in return, and the 5D connection at rest with issues at work or on break recovering. Releasing and refusing to die, the Queen of Swords reversed and the Three of Pentacles reversed with issues at work or third party at work in a losing battle in need of their sunshine. And again, refusing to die could be letting go of a business or a relationship. It doesn't have to necessarily be a death. So it may be the weekend here, but someone's too tired to play because they work too hard. In need of fun and games, and perhaps some birthday cake. Maybe someone never lets them eat cake or have their cake and eat it too. That's so funny. The work is an endless battle of crazy kids and low energy and just feeling drained. There's no flash mob or great creation or a wow me inspiration. Post-war implementation of a plan to save, to break up, or in need of a lover and or affection at 750, which is the Chariot and the Ten of Cups. Grounding and being moderate, investing in gold perhaps. If I have 7 and put 2 away, and perhaps 2 for repairs, and just like trying to figure it out, but never getting out from under. It is safe to love, and then beneath that retreat, as the Queen of Pentacles reversed is perhaps worried about, there may be someone worried about a breast, or no big love at work, or only a third party and disconnect or at a distance, stuck feeling the all business couple that's not working out but still sleeping together and feeling them touch. Or no spying or done trying in a losing battle. No more dessert or food left out because they're too busy to worry about it. So again, it's no longer the days where there's sun and fun and doing things just because it's fun. This is saying no more of that. No more sharpening knives for extra fine slices, or Clue, or a game of Clue, or games of Thrones, or Dungeons and Dragons. Only time, dragon here at 759, which is the Chariot and the Five of Swords of the war within, or perhaps triumph over the field. With relationship change, number 56, the Two of Swords, and financial discipline below that your finances may be affecting your love life, which is 48, to walk away and within. The workplace and rest, connecting, creating, and focusing on the heart. After sudden event, epiphany, or sexual exchange, offering time, money, and effort to share with the Knight of Wands and or the Queen of Pentacles who's reversed. Motivated and sexy, or too many hands to feed? And will the Knight of Wands share or be charitable with the Queen of Pentacles reversed? Maybe they're not sure. We have Scorpio reversed and Sag upright here, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed offering their time, money, and effort to pay for a vacation. It's like someone paying them to not leave, don't leave me, or it's kind of like, yeah, paying people so that they won't, so that they'll do something they don't really want to do. The Queen of Pentacles reversed offering time, money, and effort to pay for a vacation in need of their children or lovers, like I'll pay for the vacation if you come back and go on vacation with me. Or sun and fun, or overworked, or not working in an all-business relationship. Relationship change with 56, knowing and keeping to themselves, like pretending not to know so they don't have to deal with the situation. The underlying energy here is the lovers apart or heartbroken and strong like the wind, the Queen of Swords reversed with the World or Pisces open to them. The King of Cups is upright with the Page of Swords reversed, or negative self-talk, and standing up to light the torch at 808, which is the dance of the twins with space between. The Knight of Swords, Hierophant or Tower. The Ace of Swords and the King of Swords coming up here. Suffering in silence in a marriage after a sudden event, epiphany, or sexual exchange, or avoiding disaster with lies in a split, with the King of Swords upright and the Page of Pentacles, student, or perhaps that student being Scroogey with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, or keeping their money hidden from her so she doesn't steal it. The Knight of Cups is offering love, but the Queen of Cups is walking away, detoxing, the Emperor reversed in energetic exchange with a Leo, pet, child, or the Empress reversed, or the Empress reversed is taming their beast, or maybe their dog or pet, or the Emperor won't. And it's like there's an Emperor and the Empress are both here reversed, and it's like the Empress won't meet up with the Emperor reversed without their dog. It's like they're acting like they're afraid of them, but they're doing it on purpose. That's the energy I'm getting. That they're doing it on purpose so the Emperor looks like a bad person. But she's really just doing it to be manipulative. That's what I'm getting. This also could be, fighting about who's going to take the dog for a walk. That could be as well. But dumping a load, a burden, or responsibility and holding their tongue, the Knight of Swords reversed, or the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups are both walking away from detoxing with the Emperor reversed, or he may have Capricorn in his chart, while in energetic exchange with a Leo, pet, or kid. Or the Empress reversed, who's confessing to lashing out or cracking the whip with them at 818, which can be their mother or their grandmother. At 818, that could be a boss. It could be any older woman. The Dance of the Moon. And that could be the false light as well, like a mother who's not, really loving and nurturing to them. Recently, here's the Three of Pentacles reversed with issues at work, no matter what those issues are, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed giving money to the Queen of Swords reversed, or the Knight of Cups offering love for new information and then walking away from the Queen of Wands, ignoring them and standing up to the Magician reversed and their manipulative tactics with the Page of Pentacles upright and the Queen of Cups upright with a choice to make, or the Page of Pentacles offering an invitation to the Queen of Cups with 2 selections or their twin. Holding back an announcement with the High Priestess upright, getting over regret, loss, or the past with a Fool, free to leap and stand up for themselves, or the Queen of Wands is an Aries, defending themselves to manipulative kids and or sales tactics and insincerity, which a lot of sales is. The foundation is the Queen of Swords reversed with the Page of Cups reversed, or that could be her rejection and the injustice of ascension, and dissatisfied with a sister or suffering in silence and unable to end a nightmare, and in need of peace at 826, the dance of manifestation or being strong, and the Page of Wands. The central energy is that Page of Wands reversed. Frustrated and disappointed, perhaps they're tired or they're all over the place, but could also be feeling guilt and shame, with the 10 of Cups upright, happy ending and not working out for their dreams of the kids perhaps here, the Page of Swords reversed, and the 9 of Pentacles sovereign but reversed, so dependent now. Or an offer to the Queen of Cups and the Page of Pentacles instead of them. The challenge being the star, dreams, and healing, and ascending with twin to heaven on earth, leading the way destined to be the King of Pentacles, with the Queen of Swords reversed between the King of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups, hanging out with the Knight of Swords reversed, abuse and energetic exchange, with the journey after the sudden event of bliss and drained and getting over it. The Queen of Swords reversed, seeing synchronicities after a jealous rage and being out of control, detoxing the Emperor reversed with the sealed divine feminine world and offering a new life, or staging a home run at 834, again the dance and the energetic exchange of the 8 of Wands, the arrows of love. In need of peace with the Hermit reverse coming out about both missing each other. And now, and those same 2 cards have come up 3 days in a row from the Trove of Sexual Magic, of the Hermit missing his flame, and then the feminine energy longing for her lost love. And now here's the Page of Pentacles, curious about the Hierophant and the divine feminine surrendering to a sister or suffering in silence or dark night of the soul, with new passion with the Queen of Pentacles reversed. A Leo, pet or child, and the Knight of Wands reversed, player falling short or paralyzed by their passions, of the Knight of Swords reversed, threatening to cut all their hair off. There we go with the hair stuff again today. So someone might literally be, if they're still living together, and I'm losing my voice now, someone, if they refuse to give them what they want, if someone wants a divorce or anything that they want, they may be saying, if you don't give it to me, I'm going to cut all your hair off at night. And this could be someone who's really like their hair is them. It's like their crowning glory. The wounded warrior here, detoxing, disconnect, or being at a distance with the King of Swords in a breakup, or dumping 2 lovers or 2 friends or 2 family members, 2 of great affection. The Emperor reversed with secret keeper in a home and or union, no longer on the fence about it, about kids or vacation, offering money for the wounded warrior compensation for pain and suffering, of patient angel to get over it, with the wounded warrior in energetic exchange, with the 10 of Cups rumors of the King of Wands reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and free to move on and make an offer to drop it or drop the act. Soon here's the Page of Swords, lying, spying, rumors, or negative self-talk. It's really immature energy. Perhaps a child with a mouth, or really immature communication. The 6 of Cups in a losing battle, or wanting to end conflict of heartbreak and deception, with the High Priestess or psychic abilities or secrets, and present to the wounded warrior, and the Knight of Wands, and the injustice of it, and separation here. The Queen of Swords and the Page of Swords, both reversed here, maybe being really immature or lying because they're hurt and lashing out at the 6 of Cups love, that soulmate love there, or the past life love, and that could be the love of the twins. The twin flames are seeing themselves as the Page of Cups reversed, which is rejection or vulnerability, by the 10 of Pentacles reversed, family, business, and community, perhaps with a parent with dementia or just going nuts and coming out about it, and the need for clarity about the 10 of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, or someone threatening them or lied in a split, or needing clarity and truth for the King of Cups. Perhaps family lied to him about the Hermit, and we're getting to know each other, give your relationship a chance, and worth waiting for very soon. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Three of Wands, the present moment, the gift, dumping a load, a burden, or responsibilities, and the confession, dead tired, in need of a rest, or to retire. The block here for the twins being the Two of Pentacles reversed, about not surrendering patterns, and the High Priestess present to the Page of Wands reversed, being released, perhaps from prison, with forgiveness and or communication and a romantic tie, with the Page of Pentacles hurting themselves, perhaps because they don't feel good enough, right? That could be a child doing something destructive to themselves. And the Knight of Swords reversed, holding back an announcement, or choked, not heeding the call, needing to swallow their pride, perhaps someone here receiving stolen goods. And the Knight of Swords reversed, knocked for a loop by the Knight of Pentacles offer and trust. And again, this could be a reason why someone wouldn't want to get out of a relationship if they have secrets about each other, about illegal activities. At 8:51, it could be illegal or immoral, whatever they deem that way, can be a reason to not leave because they feel they'll get in trouble if they leave because they'll tell. So we have there may be an offer and trust about having to start over again here. The Knight of Swords reversed is holding their tongue. They could be lashing out, but if they're not, they definitely still have something to say. But they're trying to control their words. And then the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, and that can be the world at large as well. And the dysfunction around the Six of Cups, sharing with each other or giving to the poor. Maybe people are giving away money that doesn't actually belong to just them, or not theirs at all. The Divine Masculine offer of a new life, or a big offer to the Queen of Swords reversed and the Page of Cups reversed, present or rejecting a gift, or with issues at work, with the Page of Wands reversed having tantrums and challenged by their star status, and the Page of Swords reversed refusing to give it up, to the Page of Pentacles, who's actually the golden child, right, the good student of the family who holds their tongue and is nice to everyone, with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, dysfunction around the Six of Cups kids or soulmates, as I totally lose my voice. There's definitely dysfunction in this family. They're not telling the truth. Because the Six of Cups is upright here. They are in the right. They're being very loving to each other, whether it's the twins and each other or their kids and each other. The kids are really sweet and innocent here. And the Page of Pentacles is upright too. And they're holding their tongue. With the Ten of Pentacles, dysfunctional family, and this could be a family who's experienced a loss recently as well, but they're not speaking their truth. The Divine Masculine offering love to the past, or gushing while offering funding to struggling workplaces, or the Queen of Pentacles reversed, perhaps with an issue with work or finding a job. So they may be trying to help them out at 9:54, which is the Hermit and the Page of Swords. The Queen of Swords reversed, along with the Page of Wands reversed and the Page of Pentacles upright, challenged by their dreams and healing, and the Page of Cups and the Page of Swords also both reversed. The only page who's upright here is the Page of Pentacles, which is the earth sign or the good student, the message, the invitation, the opportunity. Present to the dropping the act with the Knight of Swords reversed, with issues with their family or feeling like the black sheep of the family. Right? Not either being the star child and being the black sheep, or you're the one who's not the star child and you don't feel like they care about you. But again, the star child here is coming up as supporting the family. Like, what do we do without them? So there is your read. And I'm going to pull just a couple oracle cards. Let's see here. I'm going to pull an energy deck card and the Journey of Love card for you guys. It's already 1:23, which is the Magician and the King of Wands. It's 6:49 on the clock of the Lovers and the Get Your Wish card of the Nine of Cups. So from the energy deck, what is our takeaway from the read today? And again, we had Saturn, Cancer of the home and family, and the Two of the High Priestess, and the feminine energy, and Metatron here. So the 6th chakra, third eye, Archangel Metatron, and the 40, which is the Page of Cups, the innocent child, right? This is the star child who takes care of the family. What are we going to do without them? So it's either because someone might have passed or someone is leaving. And then here we have the 24 of the Queen of Wands with adjacent possibilities. So whoever, this may be someone who, what am I going to do without them doing everything, right? Not knowing how to take care of themselves. But she's not a child. This one can be like a child or can be a child, but this one's definitely an adult energy. You know, when one window falls out, there's other doors and opportunities, but maybe they've never had to do that for themselves before. So this may be the struggle here of losing someone who's always done everything for you. And then the anxiety of it, of the 18, again, that false light of the person who needs to learn to do for themselves, to need to believe in themselves. And maybe they were doing it because they could get away with it. Maybe they were being manipulative. It just depends on your situation. So she's got to figure out what she values. What does she value in her life? What means most to her? What's going to make her happy every day? So that's what she can do every day, right? Be true to herself without other people telling her what they want her to do. The 31 is that energy of the 5 of Wands, expansion. It can be a battle, and it can be fighting and competing if you want, or you can choose for it to be acting in games and playing and having fun in the pursuit of happiness or the impossible dream and believing in that. It's her choice, and it's not anyone else's responsibility. So this one, who was taking care of them before, may have felt guilty because they knew they didn't know how to take care of themselves, but now they're leaving, and they're realizing now they're self-loving, and they're not responsible for the adult over here, especially if they're a child. And then we have the community here of the 7 of the Chariot. The community perhaps was the vehicle of infiltration to get in, to correct the problem, to get into the wound and heal it. The community was coming up here, being part of a community. And here is the 4 of the happy family here with the Emperor. So I don't know if they're so happy or not, but because it kept coming up like this, it wouldn't stand up straight. So the Emperor and the Rainbow Bridge here, again, Metatron coming up, right? From sea to shining sea, from one gate holder to the other gate holder, the masculine and feminine are bridging. Hands across the water, water, heads across the sky. And I'm singing too low, okay? But there's definitely that energy of the happy family around the world, from sea to shining sea, being a community, right? So it's that the family is being the community as well. And remember, the 7 and the 4 is my sweet spot. The number 4 to 7 is the middle road, and being just above the center or just to the light side as opposed to the dark side, staying in the center. And keeping your options open, the windows open with the rainbow, so that you can always have the rainbow come in. The door to personal healing and happiness, bringing the outdoors in, outside, outside. Perhaps you're being called to bring plants in. I definitely have brought more plants in this year than I ever have before. So yeah, keep the outdoors in. And remember, there's always another window you can open. Just keep it fresh and pure. Be true to yourself. And you'll always have this energy like this. When you're true to yourself, the windows will naturally flow open to you when it's time. You won't have to do anything. They'll just fling right open when, oh, there it is. There's my rainbow. And also, rainbows were coming up significantly as a message to you guys, because I haven't seen a rainbow in years, I'm telling you. I can't remember the last time. I remember 2 times I saw rainbows, but both of them were more than 10 years ago. It's been a long time. And then here we have the sun. Here comes the sun, da 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 da. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right, da 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 da. Little darling. So that's coming up. And then we may be dealing with a child here who's left the home or left the nest, right? Who's graduated. And this can be your graduation as well. The 41 of self-love, spiritual love, and new love. Your time in the sun, your 15 minutes. But it's not going to end, right? Allow your dreams to come true. Just because you receive them doesn't mean you're going to lose them. This is the magician grabbing that gold or brass ring, the golden sun, in order to self-love, spiritual love, and have new love as well. Don't fret, my pretty there. She's not happy. She's either not happy doing what she's doing that she graduated in, or she's worried about losing it. So again, let all that go away. Just stay on your temple path. The 12 of the Hanging Man, seeing new perspectives. Just stay on path and you're good. That's all you need to know. The bottom of the deck is the guard in the gate. Again, that's that bunny of being scared or anxiety of going outside the house. What may happen out there? The 30 is the home or union. And there's the 2 butterflies trying to get her to come out. Come out wherever you are. The Magician in the mirrors, face your shadow. The 53 of the Knight of Swords, who is either holding their tongue or lashing it out here. This is the old healer, right? Because we're the Healer of the Ages card, and he's like the old Healer of the Ages, that the Healer of the Ages is now replacing because he may be stepping down. But this is, I always get this is the Emperor's new clothes, right? This is catching the Emperor in the middle of the night where he's in his pajamas. But it could also reference the God energy. But it's very much of the father or grandfather, or perhaps the father or grandfather that's come back to see you after they passed. And maybe she's scared of things because she's very open and she's always seen ghosts and things like that. Maybe she's a little bit afraid to go out to see what's out there in the world when she doesn't have the protection of her family. Definitely getting someone leaving the nest, though. This is the underlying energy, so that's going away. So whether she's happy or not about it here, she's got to do it on her own. It's like the father or mother is not going to protect her anymore. She has no more excuses. She has to do it on her own. So that's specifically about a child who was refusing to leave before, who needs to, but there could be a partner who's in the same situation here, and there could be both. It could be where a masculine's leaving a situation where the mother and the child both have to figure it out, how to survive on their own, because they're not doing it anymore. That can definitely be coming up. So let's see where the journey of love is coming up. It doesn't look like anyone's going to be wanting for anything. They may not be able to live in the lifestyle they become accustomed to, and that could be, that's where their wounding is, right? Because they're relying on happiness on external things as opposed to loving themselves. Okay. So from the journey of love, we have, take a deep breath. Okay, a little bunch here. Devotion to the small. So again, watching out for those who are vulnerable and who can't take care of themselves. 32 is the journey of devotion to the small. And then we have the light field, and there's that exposure again, feeling like you're out in the middle of the bridge with no protection. And this is where, as an adult, we have to learn how to get past that discomfort of feeling that way. Sometimes we feel uncomfortable in our bodies, and it's just allowing the storm to pass. You know, if you're a child, obviously you're going to need help here. But if you're an adult who's never had to do that for yourself, now is your time to learn that it's all okay. Even when you're out exposed to the elements, you can still weather the storm. But you don't have to suffer. You can choose to suffer through it, or you can choose not to. We have the 54 of the Page of Swords, the Earth Angel, which is such beautiful colors. Oh, the message of the rainbow. 54 is the message. So that's just what I was just telling you. Look out for rainbows. You're going to be getting a message soon about rainbows. And then we have the distant shores of the eclipses coming up here and being exposed to the elements here. There's something else coming up here. Just give me a second to focus on these energies for a second. By the way, the bottom of the deck is the sweet soul rising, that very innocent child energy of sweet judgment. And the central awakening of the bliss, the 10 of Swords reversed, where the swords all drop out of your back. And the bliss comes in of the inner child and allowing yourself to be happy again. Right? And not be worried or nervous. So you need to see both the bottoms of the deck, or that innocent, anxious energy. Don't be afraid to follow your own bliss and not feel guilty about telling someone what your true beliefs are, your true feelings. That's the point. Like as a child, don't feel intimidated by another, that how can I be right and them wrong because I'm younger than them? No, you still have to speak your truth. Your truth may not be the same as theirs, but that's okay. So with the eclipses coming up, and some turbulence on the rainbow bridge, especially for the masculine here, because we were just told that they're working out heart chakra issues on the rainbow bridge as the feminine kind of holds the fort down. And it's protection of the vulnerable. So the journey of making sure that the small and the vulnerable are taken care of before leaving them, right? Because you can't leave the children out in the cold like that. So as long as you've made sure that they're all going to be okay, the children and the old people who can't fend for themselves, then comes the rainbow message. And there's like eclipse energies around this card. It's kind of a weird picture of the sun or the moon. You're not sure which it is. It's like the sun and the moon and the eclipses of the 18 moon. And we have the eclipse on the 19th. So the 18th to the 19th, there's going to be a ripple across the world, or across from sea to shining sea, but it's not going to be shining, it's stormy here. Stormy weather. Like I'm getting shitstorm. From shitstorm to shining shitstorm is what I'm getting, from sea to shining sea. So just let it be. Let it be, let it be. Don't worry about it. It just is what it is. Just let the storm pass. That's it. Follow your bliss. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the rainbow bridge. Sometimes you're going to get a storm and just sit and wait for it to pass so you don't get knocked off the bridge. And then get back up and finish walking across the bridge. This is what they're saying there. And then the last card that came up from the journey of love is Towering Magnificence, which is union. Okay, the 30 is the Four of Wands, where they come from all over to come to the center. And they're all different shapes and sizes, all coming to the same place. I was just getting to the bone of contention, but it's also that wound, that, or the event that everybody's coming to. And Thanksgiving's coming, where everybody comes together, where everybody knows your name. So Thanksgiving is coming up as cheers. And being the bigger person. There you go. All right, I'm going to read to you 32, which is the devotion to the small. She bows. She honors growth. She sees that within the smallest flower there is the teaching of the earth, the gospel of Gaia, the mystery of life demonstrated. She recognizes that she too is of nature, subject to the mysteries of growth and life, that in honoring nature, in taking pleasure in life, she opens her heart to allow great creation to happen through her. This is the feminine wisdom, alive in men and women with open hearts. There's an innate wisdom within you that understands this devotion to the Earth Mother as an important step in fulfilling your spiritual destiny on this planet. She is speaking to you now, letting you know that there's a small change happening, something that's growing within you that you may recognize but not think is so important, and yet she tells you now it's very significant. Soon you will see that what you thought was a seed to yield a single flower is actually blossoming into a lush garden of manifestation. Gratitude and love for the small changes happening are leading you to fullness, into fullness that you can only dream of and enjoy. The message of this oracle for you is that your blossoming is occurring now, and the Earth Mother has gratitude for your presence within her being, for the work you are doing to help other human beings. She asks for you to surrender any concern you have to her, to let her creative power continue to gently guide you into your rightful place in the world, that you may shine as you were born to do. In service to the evolution of this planet, she's helping you now. Trust her. A flower is a poem that tells you the truth of a thought in the fragrance of a dream, as fleeting as a heartbeat, as lasting as a memory. Okay, the next page is God Speaks. Okay, so make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, follow your own guidance. So if you don't want to do any of it, why listen to me? What does your own guidance say? Make sure to breathe and rise and be loved. I'll see you soon, guys. Have an amazing day.